have to do is understand the science behind building muscle to realize that something as simple as this and using your body weight can build as much muscle as you want for the most part, as long as you know how to do it. I still remember one of my friends was talking about like how, oh yeah, TRX can get you shredded like Bruce Lee, but I don't think it can build muscle the way I want it to. And to be honest, like if you're trying to be a bodybuilder, maybe just using TRX is probably not the best route to go. But if you're trying to add muscle, I would argue that you can pretty effectively with the straps. So if you think about the idea of time under tension, building muscle, or your rep range, which is what everyone goes by when they want to build muscle, right, is 8 to 12 reps for hypertrophy, 15 to 20 reps for muscle tone or whatever they call it, 6 to 8 reps for power or strength, and then 3 to 5 reps for power. So think about that in terms of this, right? So if we look at hypertrophy or, muscle size increase, 8 to 12 reps, right? And I need that 8 to 12 reps be somewhere like around 70% of my 1 rep max, something like that. So all I need to do is find out what I can do one time with this. Now, people don't even go this far into it, right? Because we don't really take the time to test all that stuff and then program in that way. I mean, most people don't, right? Not to say that you shouldn't, because maybe you should. If we're really going off of these parameters, if we're going off the parameters of 8 to 12 reps to build muscle, like what does that 8 to 12 reps mean if you don't know what your 1 rep max is? So anyway, that's a longer conversation, but let's just stick with 8 to 12 reps builds muscle for this video, right? If 8 to 12 reps builds muscle, I got to figure out where I can do an exercise where at 8 to 12 reps is like, ooh, okay, that's saucy, right? So maybe I start here in my chest press, right? This is kind of what a push-up is, or a bench press is, or a machine chest press is, right? I could probably do 20 of those, no problem. 15 of those, no problem. 25 maybe, right? So that's not enough. So I'm just going to back up. All right, I look at that, okay, I could probably do 15 of those pretty easily too. So now I get into this position. Now, if you look closely, maybe you can see my arm shaking a little bit. Maybe you can see me struggling a little bit. Maybe 8 to 12 here is going to be an interesting dilemma. So if we're going off of that philosophy, 8 to 12, there's my money right there, is in this position for me. That's where my money is, right? So looking at that rep range, did I not just reach that same feeling of exhaustion or tiredness in that 8 to 12 reps as I would in a weighted push-up or a bench press or a chest press? Yeah, I kind of did. So if you can figure that out, you can build muscle with this thing, right? Same thing if I go into rows, right? And I've gone through this over and over again, right? We've gone through this a lot. So a row, I'm here, too easy, right? I could probably do 30 of those. I'm here, ooh, okay, we're getting somewhere. I could probably do 15 or 20. Maybe it's here, right? I still don't think that's enough, right? So I could probably do 12 to 15 there. So maybe I get a little bit creative and I say, well, okay, well, what about this? I leave one hand free and I'm here. Okay, now I don't know if 12 is in my wheelhouse. 8 probably is. So there's my range, right? There's my difficulty level to build muscle, right? Same thing. All right, if I want to do a vertical pull, right? A lat pull wasn't enough, right? Let's see, hold on, let me get back to that. All right, so I get back to that, and I look at my lat pull. Maybe this vertical pull, and it's kind of vertical. Maybe that is not enough, right? Because I could probably do 10, 15 of those, 20 maybe. All right, so where's my next version? I could do that one-handed, or I could get in here and I could say, okay, what about this real? Let me go your way. What about this vertical pull? All right, so what about here? I use my legs as little as possible. I'm still at a position where I think 12 is gonna be, I can do it. And so maybe I get into this to where I can get that's going to be rough, right? And that's probably going to build muscle, right? So doing this idea, having this idea that I need actual external resistance or external load, or what most people look at as weight, extra weight to build muscle, is just not true. If you're a bodybuilder and you have specific things and hammer curls and, and tricep extensions because, that's not coming up as much as you want to, totally different. But if you are a human being that is trying to add muscle to your body, this works, right? Paying attention to your movement and finding that rep range to task or challenge yourself to that feeling is going to be effective at building muscle. So don't think that you have to train like a bodybuilder to add muscle to your frame. Think of movement and the appropriate load or resistance or difficulty, and that will add muscle to your frame.